We are back with the Shannon Sales Team podcast. Today we have Monica Jacobs. So we're just going to interview Monica today, get a little bit of information about her. She is on our Shannon Sales Team, so I'll let her introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Monica Jacobs, and I'm with Watkins Real Estate Associates, but more specifically, the Shannon Sales Team.
And I'm your host, Kendall Brown. Shannon is not here with us today. She was on a cruise, so she was getting the sun. So some things that I wanted to ask you, Monica, was, just tell us a little bit about how you got into real estate and why you became an agent.
Well, I mainly became an agent because I saw a need. I do volunteer work in my community, and in doing so, I saw that there were a lot of people that didn't know where to begin to navigate to try to even qualify for purchasing a home. They didn't know if they could qualify. Some people weren't aware that it was an option for them.
Right.
And so just in learning things so that I could educate others, I was also obviously educating myself, and it made my desire get strong enough for me to go ahead and get my license.
Yeah. So what do you love most about being an agent?
Well, I love being able to help people to realize their dream of purchasing a home. Some people don't know it's an option, and they haven't really been told that it is.
Right.
So I kind of like to come in, and even to young people, no matter the age, I try to talk about home ownership and things of that nature, just to kind of get a conversation going. So I love being able to help people realize that dream and actually own a home.
Yeah, and I think statistically, it may have changed, but I do think statistically that the average age for a home buyer is 35, and you don't have to be 35. That's the beauty of us and having realtors is that you can be 20 years old and purchase your first home. You can be 18 and purchase your first home. There are first-time home buyer programs, all of those kind of things that you don't just have to be singled out to meet that statistic. You can buy a home whenever you're ready.
It's true.
So I do think that's important of making sure that we can get people who are not able or think that they're not able to purchase to that next step.
Right. And some people aren't even in that mindset.
Right.
In their family. I was talking to a young man that, in his family, it is later in life and things of that nature, if at all. Some people have just rented their entire life, so they don't even know it's an option. So I definitely love putting that in their ear. The younger, the better, so that they can prepare their life for that.
Yeah, I love that. Another thing I wanted to ask you was for the buyers. What is a piece of advice you could give them about them being on the fence right now to purchase? Just like we said, we don't know they don't know if they can purchase.
Right.
So us as realtors, what advice could you give to get that home buyer that's on the fence to that next step?
Well, one thing I would say is that, they don't just choose the first agent that they see just because they're an agent. That's exactly what I'm going with. Actually, look up reviews if there are reviews for them, things of that nature. But once you choose who you're going to go with, you kind of have to trust them.
Yeah.
And trust the process.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing too is, we're professionals in this market. So we are here to hold your hand, but we're not at the same time. It's, let us take the pressure off. Let us take that ease of you can purchase. You may hit a bump in the road, but let us worry about that.
And it's still feasible. We can still get you in a home, and you will learn throughout the process. I learned so much just buying my home. Years ago, I researched ahead of time, but then it made the process a lot more seamless. So just kind of trusting your agent, and then even with us, we are realtors, which are held to an even higher standard than a real estate agent. So the ethical standard is higher. So you definitely want to align yourself with the biggest purchase of your life, probably for most people, with someone that you can trust them in this process.
Yeah, and I think too for realtors, not just to buyers, but to realtors, if you handle things correctly, it will come back to you tenfold. You know, doing things behind the scenes and, you know, trying to advantage yourself, not in the best interest of your buyer, it comes out, you know.
It's going to come back to you for sure.
Right, and so one of the biggest reasons I got into real estate was because I wanted to give. And I feel like, you know, that's where the Lord placed me was if I'm going to be a servant, this is where he wants me to serve. And it's a way for me to serve people. And how can I serve you correctly if I'm only looking out for myself, you know? So I think that's really important. What advice could you give a seller that is thinking about selling their home, but they're unsure of the market right now?
Well, like I tell people that are my clients or even my future clients, this is how I look at most people. They don't know it yet, but that basically in some cases you have to kind of create your own opportunity anyway. It's not always going to be completely based on the market.
Right.
So with some good advice from your realtor, once again, you will know when the better time is to place your house on the market.
Yeah.
Because sometimes from the outside looking in, if you don't really know the market for real, it might read one way, but it's really this way.
And it can change overnight.
Yeah, and in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be a whole day, and it was this way when you woke up and this way when you went to bed. So
and the other thing too is pricing. You know, trust the process, trust your realtor, trust the comparables, because if you're priced incorrectly, you will sit on the market. We do know the market. We work with it every day. So I think the biggest thing too is just to trust your listing agent that they know what they're pricing it at. Right.
And also, if you don't mind, I know a lot of people, especially if they were not an investor and they lived in this home, and they have many, many memories in this home. It's an emotional attachment. So for them, like the old saying goes, memories in a family, priceless. So sometimes they feel like the home is priceless, but it needs to be priced right. So that's where the agent comes in, the realtor comes in trying to help you figure out what that is. So not completely on emotion, but also on the numbers. So we will definitely hold your hand through the process because it can be tough to sell a home that has meant so much to your family.
And even the emotional connection to it, I wanted to hit on that with investors. You know, investing in real estate is huge. I mean, everybody should do it. But, you know, with the emotional connection, you also have to think about what sell are you looking for, because in the investor's mind, you are going to get a low ball offer, but to them, they've ran the comps. It makes sense to them in order for them to do what they need to do. But from your aspect as the seller, you're like, well, I've lived in this house for so and so years. Okay, well, you know, how old is the roof? You know, how is there any issues with the septic tank? You know, or is the building falling apart? Those are things that you have to take into consideration when you're dealing with an investor, and if you do get a low ball offer. This is my favorite one. Okay, so what is your opinion on pre-approvals before seeing a home? Every realtor's like, okay, let's talk about this.
Well, pre-approvals are everything. Because many times, let's say, I spoke to someone this morning, actually. I went to the bank and spoke to someone at the bank, and he didn't have a pre-approval. So I'm like, because I was like, so I'm sure you have a pre-approval. And he, not yet.
And he's like, what? What's pre-approval?
But he already gave me the price point. So, you know, I got his information, but the first thing I'm going to talk to him about is, how did you get that price point? Because, well, and really, it boils down to this. Our time is valuable. Your time is valuable.
Absolutely.
My time and your time, no one's time is any more valuable than the other person's.
Right.
So we want to try to utilize the time wisely. The process of purchasing can be a seamless process if you listen to the right advice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So really, it's all about making your blows count. I am a firm believer in not just, there's a time and place to relax, but it's my job to help you find the home that you want to find. So I want to make sure that we're using our time wisely, and you do that by getting pre-approved so that okay, if you go into a house that you love, I had someone do this last week, they loved it, they didn't have a pre-approval. So meanwhile, other people were touring the house as well. So you can imagine what happened. They were going to get pre-approved on Monday, and the house went under contract on Saturday. So they missed out on the home because having that pre-approval in hand, you can make an offer immediately, and at least they would have been in the realm of offers to pick from for the seller.
The saying of it opening doors, it genuinely opens doors because you never want to go shopping without a budget.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like going to the grocery store and getting all of these things that you wanted in your buggy, and you get to the register and you're like, I don't even know how much money I have.
Right.
Well, come to find out, you can't pay for it. So, or you can pay for it and you're way, a lot more money than what you think. So the beauty of it is, like she was saying, don't waste our time. We won't waste your time. We're there to help you get the house. Right. We're not just there to open the door. Right. So if you have that pre-approval in hand and, you and your family are like, I love it. Great. I will submit an offer tonight. But if you can't, you have to go through the whole pre-approval process, and somebody else can take that home. And it just alleviates a lot of pressure, and it alleviates a lot of hurdles that you have to jump through because, here again, why would you go shopping without a budget?
And a lot of heartache for the buyer.
Oh, yeah.
Because these buyers fell in love with this house. I mean, this was exactly what we're looking for. Thank you so much. And I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's not put the cart before the horse here. We need to, or the horse before the cart, however it goes.
Either way.
Don't put the wrong one in front of the wrong one.
Either way.
Okay, so basically, though, you have to have that to even move forward. So I kind of, and I had re-emphasized and emphasized that previously because I knew we might run into that situation. Right. And I tried to prepare them for that. And they had an appointment to get a pre-approval, and they canceled it because they're like, oh, we probably won't find anything this week. And so I can understand, things, timing occurs, but it was more or less that they felt like they had plenty of time.
Yeah.
But on a certain house, I'm going to tell you, if it is priced right and it's a nice house, it's not going to stick around.
Absolutely.
So
it goes fast.
And I said that when we were in the house. This is a really nice house. It's priced really well for this area. It's not going to last long. And so it was, 2 days later, it was under contract. So very, very, very important step.
Yeah. Absolutely. Pricing is everything. So to get off of the serious topic, Monica actually has her own podcast. Do you want to share a little bit about that and what you do with it? Sure.
Well, I have a Facebook reel that I show every Tuesday called Realtor Monica's Tuesdays Tips.
Should we give them a jingle?
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You start. You love it.
Come on down and get your chips. It's time for Realtor Monica's Tuesday Tips. Realtor Monica.
I love it.
Y'all, I kid you not. I literally sing that in the shower.
She sings it probably more than I do, honestly. And she's
so
always
catchy.
Ready. She's always ready.
It is
I love
so
it. I love
catchy.
it.
I love it. And she told me she got into jingles at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to. I went to school. I minored in marketing, so I wrote for commercials, and I actually worked on a newspaper staff. I know a lot of you youngsters don't know what a newspaper is, but I did work on the newspaper staff when I was in high school, but I did the other stuff in college and wrote jingles and commercials and stuff. So I was like, what's something catchy? So
Oh, it's
I
catchy.
also do
It's catchy.
on Thursday, I do Realtor Monica's Tuesdays Tips with Agent Thursdays, and that show is on YouTube. So look out for that as well. And also on that show, there's always a local listing at the end, and a way that you can get more information about it. So I'm really excited, and there's some new things that are coming, so I'm excited about it.
Y'all, I love Monica and her Tuesdays tips. If y'all have time, please go check them out. They are great.
Thank you.
But do you have anything going right now? Any listings, any buyers, any things that you're having to jump through?
I have one under contract, and another one hopefully will go under contract by the end of the day.
Oh,
and then I have a listing coming up, so that will probably be coming up next month, the listing.
Well, look at this.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Yeah.
I mean, this is the Shannon Sales Team podcast, and just how can you not love Monica? This is just,
and everybody loves Kendall.
Aww.
She's working so hard. She's crushing it. She's killing it. Everybody's so proud of her.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. But I mean, Monica's Tuesday Tips. I mean, Minor in Marketing, got the jingle and everything. You are getting a great realtor. So if we will have her information put in below, as well as the Shannon Sales Team and the Watkins Real Estate Associates. So if you guys are looking to buy or sell, her information will be in there, so you can go straight to her. And we'll post a link about the Tuesdays Tips.
Okay, awesome. One last thing. If you want to come to Shannon's Sales Team, it is awesome, and this is just a small fraction of the energy that you have here. So come on in and let them know Realtor Monica sent you.
That's what I'm talking about, girl.
Yes.